When you get so high, it's a long way down. Hurts when you hit the ground. Love can leave you without a sound, but you still stick around. Knocked out in the final round, but don't make me spell it out. It's over now. It's over now.
Welcome to Underground Radar. Today we have Seafret. Seafret is Jack and Harry, a Yorkshire duo who have spent most of a decade building one of indie folk's most emotionally honest catalogs. Most listeners have found them through Atlantis, a song that quietly accumulated over 1 billion streams after a viral TikTok moment gave it a second life nearly decades after its release. Now operating independently and creatively reinvigorated, this pair return with their fourth album, Fear of Emotion. This is their most expansive, vulnerable, and fully realized work yet, and we're so happy to sit down and chat with them all about it. Welcome, Seafret.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, hello, welcome. How's your days going?
Good.
A lot better after that build-up. That was lovely.
that was quite the intro. The
Aw,
sun
thank you.
finally shining in England, so we're all right.
Yeah.
Wonderful. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump right in, shall we? I'd love to talk a little bit about Atlantis first, and then we'll get right into the album that's coming up here in a little bit. So with Atlantis, I guess I just wanted to first off ask about how it found its second life. It sounded like it came through TikTok almost about a decade after it was written. And it's a very emotionally vulnerable song, but also was able to go viral in like such a cool space on the internet. Did that feel strange? Did that make sense? How was that for you guys?
Yeah, it was my niece said you need to get a TikTok account because your song is going viral on it. So we were like, oh God, okay. So we played catch up a little bit. And we went on there and saw so many videos have been uploaded and with our song on it.
Oh, wow.
And then it just spread and spread, and we thought it was going to stop, and then it carried on and on and on. But it didn't, because you're in your own bubble at home and you're doing your band stuff, and the internet kind of works on its own, doesn't it, in the background? And then you can go when you go
Definitely.
into it, and then all of a sudden your music's on things. It's kind of surreal. Um, and then it just impacted everything, didn't it? People started coming over to Spotify from it, which we didn't think they would do, um, and turning up for shows more, and just general engagement for the band went up, and the love for the band went up. So it's been a really beautiful, positive thing, and so out of the blue. We've always written songs that we just believe in and were honest to us. So for it to happen, what was it, 8 years after it was released or something like that?
It was 8 years after it came out, which is crazy. It made us feel like a new band again in such a nice way.
Yeah, yeah,
With an old song. Do you know what I mean? It gave not just the song a new lease of life. I think it gave us a new lease of life and a good
Hmm.
shove, and yeah, helped to confidence and all sorts. It's a lovely moment.
Yeah, because it hit like 1 billion plays at this time now.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's about the same amount of videos on TikTok with it on as well, which is
Wow, that is really
crazy. And it's
amazing.
and it I just thought it was quite hard to track down, the first video or who did it first and where did it spike from. But I think it just got so broadly used over so many different videos that it's quite hard to pinpoint where it started and why. But we're very lucky that it did.
Yeah.
Definitely. No, that is really, really cool. Like 1 million, I feel like it might be comprehensible, but like it's hard to compute 1 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what did getting that 1 billion plays, like what did it give you? Was it more time, freedom to make this record, or what kind of, I guess like tell me about that exploration post
Yeah.
reaching that.
Exactly what you've just said. It gave, because we were starting this new record
Hmm.
as this was going on, and it gave us more time, more freedom, because there was all that going on online. It filled up so much of our space on the internet that we could just sit back while that was happening,
Hmm.
and create this new record and just make sure that it was something that we truly loved and we were truly happy with.
Yeah.
It took the rush away. We didn't have people going, "Oh, we need the record now. We need the record now," because all that was going on. So it really was a gift in that sense for this new record.
The album could only have been made by people that have been through something real. I had the opportunity to kind of get a pre-listen to it, but it really felt like that breathing room that Atlantis maybe afforded you. But it allowed you to kind of change what you might be willing to put out on a record.
It did give us confidence going into excuse me, into a studio and writing songs. You kind of believe in your ability to write songs more when you've had some kind of like a bit more widespread recognition. Um, and because we've always had quite a similar process in songwriting and how we approach a song, it's always come just from an honest place. Like Harry's come up with some music that he feels is he's connected to, and then I write something that I'm connected to, and then it becomes its own thing. It kind of just reinforced the fact that we are doing the right thing by sticking to the kind of music that we want to make rather than trying to sound like other things that were happening at the time. Because over like even in the last 8 years, how music's changed so much. There's been a lot, but I think if you listen back to what we've done so far, it's kind of a progression, and we take things from older albums and elaborate it or make it smaller and just play with like our tools basically. Um, so yeah, all good.
Would you say that one of you takes the lead on writing lyrics versus the other, or is it kind of a
Hmm.
collaborative experience? Is it more music on like the backing music on one end versus lyrics for the other person, or a little bit of both?
Exactly that. Exactly that. It's not as cutthroat as a split straight down the middle, but it's generally I'll do the music and then Jack writes the lyrics to the
Yeah.
music.
And
Mm,
then we'll both suggest things to each other. It was like when we first met, you just played and I just wrote a song to fit exactly the part, basically.
mhm.
And then as we learned to work together and shape the ideas to get the end kind of song that we were aiming for, we learned to like collaborate and be more open with each other. And
Mm.
we've always been open, haven't we? Like we've
Yeah,
no
always. Yeah.
neither of us are like stubborn when it comes to writing, and we're it's we've never been embarrassed to put our ideas forward, which is where that like um you feel comfortable in that space to write anything that you're feeling. So then it just
Yeah.
comes out in the music somehow.
I'm also kind of just a songwriter. I'm not really a performer per se.
Yeah.
But I just relate really well to that. I think it's like so it takes a lot of vulnerability.
Yeah.
And that's like one of the biggest things is like navigating, and that's probably why I'm not really a musician per se, is like it's so scary to put those words out there with your name attached to it.
Yeah, and it's to do that with like obviously when we first met, we started writing songs quite soon after meeting, didn't we? And
Mm.
I'd never written a song before. Harry just had some guitar in and I was just like, I think I can write a song to it. And then it just started like that. But to feel comfortable enough with someone to write lyrics like that, especially when you're, 17, something like that, and you're at that age in your life where everyone's trying to be, there's a bit of bravado between the guys and stuff. There's I don't think there's anyone else probably in my life that I could have written songs so honestly and open with other than Harry, and that's down to like the kind of relationship as friends as we have.
Let's talk a little bit more about fear of emotion. This
Yeah.
album kind of opens with this is the fear of emotional death, and that's where the title lives.
Yeah.
Was that always the thesis of the album, or did you write that line and realize it had named something you'd been circling for the whole record?
Yeah, no, it wasn't set out to be named that. We just listened through to the album and it kind of seemed to summarize the whole feeling for us personally. Like it's coming out the other side of love or loss or something like that, and it makes you feel to like scared to ever take a step back towards that direction. But there is certainly a lot of, light in it as well. There's we try and keep the lyrics well, I try and keep the lyrics open and a bit more universal rather than tied into like this happened, this has happened here, and I think people enjoy that because they can apply it to their own lives um and relate to it in those ways.
Across the album, there's a very specific pattern. Um, loving people who punish you for it, staying too long, losing yourself in the process. Some of the songs like Guilty, Stand By You, Wasted on You.
Mm.
Are these songs all about the same era of your life? Are they about different parts? Are they about both of
They
your lives?
were, yeah, they were all written quite close together, weren't they? And I think a lot of it came
Yeah,
like in my family, someone in my family, there was a big breakup basically, and like a bit like a betrayal and all that kind of thing. And I think a lot of it came from that, and it's kind of like subconsciously come through into the songs, and like used that emotion that was involved in all that, and funneled it through songs because it's always been a bit of a an outlet for us, hasn't it? Like
yeah,
especially performing the songs, and it's like once you've played, you just feel like lighter, and it's like you've kind of dealt with that somehow. Definitely helps us mentally.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, no, I think I can completely, relate to that feeling of like, having a lot of different things within your life that like, you want to write a song about. I guess
Yeah.
tell me which song on the album was the closest like closest personally to you.
Oh, they're all very close.
Right,
Uh,
right.
yeah, we don't write anything that doesn't feel that we can't stand on stage and perform with, actual genuine emotion. Couldn't stand,
Yeah, and honesty as well.
yeah, couldn't stand up there and sing um anything really that we've done that in regards to um heartache or loss or something like that. So all of them I know is a rubbish answer, but they are they're all quite personal and relate to different things that have gone on.
Definitely, yeah. Is there one that like feels the most raw and like just like in your chest that you can just like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just like,
Yeah.
oh, this one is just like my heart on my sleeve, you know?
Standing by you has always had that feeling for
Mhm.
me. I think that again, that was at like the height of when like all the news broke out on our side, and that was like one of the first songs that came out. But yeah, I think that's probably the most loaded one for me. Like it,
Yeah,
actually like singing it like on stage, I'm straight, like I'm relating it to that. Whereas a lot of the songs it can be a mixture of things that have inspired it. But I think it was because it was so close to the events that I wrote the song. It's so tightly linked. So maybe Standing By You.
I can't beat that. I'll be stood by you, mate, while we're playing it. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Signal Fire was described as like a reminder that helps exist, and you never have to face the darkness alone. At
Hmm.
what point during the writing of this album did you actually maybe ask for help? And was that harder than writing about it?
Help came in the form of our families supporting us. We've both
Yeah,
got children now. So it takes a lot to do this and be aware, and you put pressure on everyone by doing it. Although it's rewarding for everyone, and it's people love to see you have success. But we do put a lot on our families in a sense of like they have to take the reins of everything else while we're away. So I guess the help comes from family and friends in that sense.
100%.
And each other as well. I mean, if there's ever any issues, we both kind of help each other out. Whatever's thrown at us, we kind of get through together, which is nice. Is that?
Yeah, it's why it's so nice being a duo, because and duo of like we are best friends. So
Yeah,
we've always got each other's back. It's not like we're stood there on our own having to deal with it all.
yeah.
It's
And
kind of
even away from the music, we're not like I don't know. We'd be like that anyway. I think
yeah,
regardless. So it's in things that come up in our lives that's not related to music, we still rely on each other, which is nice.
yeah,
It's not just like a work thing, which is good.
yeah. Problems are halved, which is
Yeah.
which is lovely.
Well, yeah, so this record also has like a lot of connection and camaraderie.
Yeah.
Um, there's also that emotional, darker content, but in a lot of ways, how would you explain that to somebody maybe that like maybe hasn't heard your music before?
I've always struggled with like, there's people say, what kind of music do you play? Because I don't want to say, well, it's quite sad. Because I feel like we're both really quite upbeat, happy people, but I feel like music for us is a way that we deal with all that, and we have those moments where it's like, wow, and you get goosebumps, and you listen to stuff, and you think, God, like sometimes you step back and you think, like, where did that come from? You know,
Mhm.
Mm.
why am I like so happy now? And like that song is so sad. Like, where's that come from? And it's obviously comes from things that are soaked into you as like a writer and a
Yeah, and
creator.
it's a release, isn't it? I always
Yeah.
remember reading a comment on one of our YouTube videos, and it just literally said, "Who hurt Seafret?" It's like I don't know.
Yeah. I just say like if people say I'm like, oh, it's like a acoustic singer-songwriter music that's emotional, and they're just like, oh, like Ed Sheeran, and I'm like, kind of, but not really.
I think I refer to
There's
that genre as
probably
like,
a bit more like weight in like
yeah,
emotion to that, but I don't
yeah. I
want to
usually,
off either. So I'm just like, yeah, like Ed Sheeran, just listen to it.
yeah. Ed Sheeran's like one of my faves, but yeah, I always refer to that genre kind of as like a happy heartbreak.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
well, thank you. Cheers.
that's
Yeah, I
great. Let's
yeah.
use that.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Feel free. It's all
Yeah.
yours. You guys don't trademark it. But yeah, no, I think that's like, like it's like happy, but it's also like, there's a
Yeah.
lot on your heart for these songs.
Yeah.
Um, and it sounds like maybe this might have been one of the most painful records, but also from the happiest creative headspace.
Yeah. I know that's bang
That's
on.
nail. Yeah, nail on the head.
I think
Yeah.
because of the space that Atlantis allowed us,
Mhm.
um, it took a lot of space up online. So like sometimes you're trying to fill the gaps in and find content and film and record and you do live sessions, you do this because that was doing its own thing. We kind of just took a step back from it and thought like, let's just write songs and see what we get. And we got loads of songs together, and then we just chose the ones that resonated with us personally and made the album that way. And it was the first
Yeah,
time we've done that, isn't it?
yeah. And it gave us time, like in the studio as well, to really nail it and sonically have it sounding and feeling exactly how we wanted. To give the songs justice. And I feel like anyway that we nailed it this time with that.
Yeah, yeah, I
No,
do.
definitely.
Yeah,
That was one of the things when I first heard some of the songs on this album. Like the first song just sinks you in, like it just hooks.
Mm.
You're just like, oh wait, hold on. There's a lot
yeah,
here,
yeah.
but like in a
I
great way,
think
like it's
we,
like this.
yeah,
It's
we
almost
Yeah, it's a little
cinematic,
different, isn't it, for us?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
we could push ourselves further with it because we have that confidence, and it's nice to experiment with what Seafret can be as a band. I mean, we started out and we didn't want anything on our music at all. We were like purist kind of just acoustic, just vocals. In our hometown, people saying, "Don't let the big labels change you," and all that. You'll go away, you'll move to London, and you'll change. Which, of course, we did, but in the best way possible, because we had that protective nature towards our music. We we knew what we wanted and what we wanted our music to be like. So we weren't going to let some kind of a producer come in and say like, this is what it's going to sound like. Everything was kind of thought about by us
Yeah.
and got through our gate kind of thing.
Tell me more about creating the record. It sounded like, from what I had seen online, that you worked with Steve Robinson and Sam
Steve
Miller.
Robson. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that experience. It sounded like
Yeah.
you were the team behind your debut.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was lovely actually. It was nice to be back with them because we were so proud of our first rock record. And we've got such a strong relationship with them. So going back into the room and creating it with them felt like almost like going back home. And it wasn't like they were all new songs, but with familiar faces, with people
Mhm.
that we trust and have a relationship musically as well as personally. So it was such a nice process.
Yeah. We'd gone
Really
away
was.
after the first record as well and really come a long way with our confidence and our performing on stage and getting used to being on stage and we kind of developed into the act that I think that Steve hoped we were at the time, you know. Um,
Definitely.
But he saw that in us, like we were very like new, and it was everything was new to us. So we were lucky to meet Steve at the start, and then we kind of went off and did our own thing, and then we did the full circle back, and he said that he'd love to make a record with us. So yeah, like Harry said, it was really nice to be back in the room, and um, we just he loves making the same music that we love. We're not like chasing some like it's gonna be a hit. It's
Mhm.
just write something that moves you, that's real and that's relatable, because that's what all the best songs ever are, you know.
Within this album, there's a few different collaborations, it sounded like. I heard a few different artists, Katie
Hmm.
Tunstall, James
Yeah.
Morrison,
Yeah.
Katie Gregerson McLeod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, how did you know which song belonged to which artist as like a collaboration? Or did you work on any of them with each other?
We worked on them all with them.
Oh wow. Okay.
The first one we did was the James Morrison one, was it? Yeah, the James Morrison song was the first one we
Yeah.
wrote with James, but it was total chance. We were in with Steve that week, and he said, "Oh, I've double booked. I've got James in on Wednesday." We're
Mhm.
like, "All right, cool." He's like, "Do you want to come in anyway and see what we get?" And we did, and literally, yeah, we wrote that song in a day. I mean, he's such a lovely bloke. He's like us, isn't he? He's down to earth. He's
Yeah, he's in it for the right
talented.
reasons, which is the best thing about it. It's just we were just trying to write something that we all felt emotionally connected to.
Mm,
I did it in a day, Driftwood, and it's just come out, and it's been on the radio, and it's incredible. I mean, there's a good story about James, because when I first, my mum heard me singing when I was younger
Mhm.
and said, "You can sing," and I was like, "No, I can't. No, I can't." She said, "You can." And I started singing against a James Morrison thing on an iPod or something. And it was like, "Please don't stop the rain." And I actually learnt the song and went to the open mic night where I met Harry that first time,
Oh wow.
and played that song by James Morrison. And then after that, Harry's dad introduced me and Harry, so we became Seafret. And then years later, we wrote a song with James. So it's just been like a
yeah, it's mental.
full crazy full circle moment.
Full circle. Yeah.
Um, but and the Katie one we had, God, she was like late getting there, or we were late getting there, and we had like 5 hours, didn't we? And we
Yeah.
actually ended up writing 5 more seconds, um, which was a lovely thing. She'd seen us play at the Sundance Film Festival,
Mhm.
when we were just starting out. And she came over at the end of the show, and she was just like, "I love that." And then we kept in touch, and we've kind of followed each other on social media. And she was like, "I would love to do a song with you guys." So we like, "Just come on the record then." So we wrote a song.
Lovely. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very
And
full circle. Yeah. Did you
yeah,
ever
it's nice
imagine
to
that
have.
when you were just starting out on your first open
No,
mic night?
no, no. The town that we're from, you would just like, it's so small in the middle of a small area, in the middle of a small village. It's like
Mhm.
that. So like chances like that don't come around. So we are very, very fortunate and lucky.
Hmm.
But we have also worked a lot at it for years.
Definitely.
So both things.
Wasted on You is another song off the album, and it uses addiction language. Chemical chains, still in my veins, can't
Mm,
quit to describe a relationship.
mm,
Guilty frames loving someone as a criminal act. These aren't
yeah.
soft metaphors. They're
No.
very honest in these lyrics. Um,
Mm.
is there ever a point where you wonder, like, if there's too much being exposed, or is this, I guess, like how do you toy that line?
I don't see a line really. I just
Oh yeah.
write what I want to write, and I feel like if that's the emotion in the song that I'm feeling, then I'll write it down. If it's
Mhm.
I could think of things that would take it like way too far, and you just think if you go too far, it becomes unbelievable. There's a
Yeah.
level to it. You can lay it on, but if you lay it on too much, it just becomes unrelatable and
Mhm.
feels forced. Whereas if you just hone in on what is the emotion of the song and what can you say to kind of project that emotion, then that's the line, I guess. Anywhere
Yeah.
past that, and it just becomes like, yeah, this guy's lying.
5 More Seconds and Signal Fire have already been out in the world for a little bit.
Mhm.
Have you played those live for audiences at this time?
Yeah, we've played them both live.
Perfect. Tell
Um,
me about those experiences.
oh, it was amazing. The last time we did it was at a festival in Romania, and there was thousands there, and it felt like such a buzz to
Yeah.
play them. You know, it was like it felt like the live set leveled up when we played them because they were so new and fresh, and yeah, it was very exciting. We um we both came off stage afterwards. I'm like, oh god, I can't wait to tour this album because
I know, yeah, because we
it
at
feels
that
like
point we hadn't released all the others either. We'd just kind of had a couple out, so we had like all the stuff we'd played 100 times, and then just like two new ones. We're like, ooh, it's on its way. Yeah, the fact that like 5 More Seconds is on electric guitar as well, it
Hmm.
kind of just it really like stands out in the set, doesn't it? Because it starts like ding ding
Mm.
ding ding, and like it really gets everyone going, which is exciting.
I love
Yeah, there's a
that.
bit more tempo to the new stuff, so I feel like in a live setting, it's going to be such a fun album to for us to play live, and for people to hear as well. It's a bit more energy, you know.
Tours are like the best part, I feel like, of like music. Just being able to be in the same room as like the people that A have come to see you, but B just like feel every word.
It's we do the records to go out and play it, you know. It's
And actually, if there's a little gap, if you get a little bit of a gap in between, when you just your head's down and you're writing and you're thinking of songs all the time, you forget the lift and the actual buzz of when you go back on tour. You're
Mhm.
like, oh my God, I forgot about this somehow.
yeah,
Because it's almost like an out of body thing. You're playing and it's coming and people are singing back at you, and then it's done and it's gone and you move on. And then there's nothing
Yeah.
all day and it's quiet. There's a little sound check and then it's a big moment and it's gone. It's like it's a really magic experience to see like faces
Mhm.
filled with emotion singing back at you and enjoying it.
Do you guys do like meet and greets before shows ever?
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we've done them all
So
over,
you
haven't
get a
we?
little bit of like a taste and then you get the full thing, right? Like it's
Yeah, yeah.
probably like a little
It-
disorienting almost.
yeah. People try and be cool though in the meet and greets. You know what I mean? They're a few
Yeah.
steps below where they're going to be at the gig. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's for
Like
sure.
I saw you earlier and you were way cooler.
Have you ever had somebody just like walk up to you just screaming like, or
Oh
is that,
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
We
I
were
love
in
that.
Chile not so long ago, and that was
Mhm.
the really, really loud person there.
Yeah, it was
It could
intense.
not calm down, could not stop, even for
Oh,
photos, just like that. It's like it was a
yeah.
lot.
Ever like tears or anything like coming to meet you
Yeah,
too?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
First time we went to Brazil, wasn't it? In Rio.
yeah.
And they'd made like all their own Seafret t-shirts and put them on washing
Oh,
lines down the street. And they were like lined up and they were like screaming when we arrived. It was just like first time we'd ever been to Brazil. So we were just like, wow, what is going on here?
that's wild. Yeah. No, I bet that's like kind of like a wait, me?
Yeah.
Kind of almost
Yeah, yeah,
a
Like
moment.
looking
exactly.
around
Yeah.
for the bus.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think that's such a really cool experience. Like, what's your favorite part about performing live and like going on the road?
Well, I think just the people you meet and the places you get to see and
Mhm.
for your music to travel so far. When we started out, we started in a pub at an open mic night with no microphone, just candle like tea lights on the tables, didn't we? Playing to
Yeah.
10 people. So then to go from that and then to be somewhere like that um, is just unreal.
Yeah, we've seen some amazing parts of the world and met some amazing people through the
Yeah.
music, and it's yeah, we're very, very privileged.
When somebody comes to a show and has said that they've found you through Atlantis, and then someone else maybe there has been there since Tell Me It's Real, is there a moment in the set where you feel like both of those audiences become one?
I feel like Atlantis always has a big lift up, doesn't it?
Hmm.
Well, in regards to phones coming up, maybe, because you can definitely pick the ones who've come from Atlantis,
Yeah.
because suddenly everyone's like lights on. As
Yeah,
soon as the
yeah, you
guitar
can see it happening.
just like diddle, diddle, it's like yeah, I was there. Um, everyone that we've met since things ramped up with Atlantis have been a very similar kind of fan to the fans that we've had in the past, which is
Mhm.
really nice because if it was full of people who had just come because a friend had seen it and they were not into it emotionally or connected to it properly, the rooms would feel different and it would be I think that would affect the performance and things like that because there is a vulnerability in the songs and there is an honesty and um yeah, we've been very lucky with not having a room full of people who are just there because they saw it on TikTok. They've actually
Yeah, it's
connected
so
with
true that.
it. Yeah.
You guys are a decade in now,
Mm.
but it almost feels like a new band again.
Hmm.
The songs on this record are probably some of the most personally emotional and, deep songs that you've ever written. Do you find that as like kind of a coincidence? Is there like some more of that freedom or vulnerability connected there?
I feel like it's just probably come with confidence and
Mm,
Yeah,
just and knowing how to get more out of a song and more out of a lyric and more out of a part of guitar and
yeah,
you know
I agree. Because
you
we've
can
been doing it now, when we did the first record, we were young, um, and we
we
hadn't
still
been doing that long, and we were very naive, and everything was new. Whereas, at this stage, like we've done a few albums, we know how to create an album, so it was just a case of how can we create the best album that we can now with all
yeah
the tools that we've picked up over the last 10 years.
right. Different
yeah
sounds, different textures,
Exactly
yeah
that.
different
Yeah,
experiences.
Yeah,
yeah,
there's a little bit of a collaboration in terms of create like when you're in the creative process because you also learn what your fan base like and you
Hmm.
want them to enjoy it. So you kind of not that you write to sound like other things or to try and be something else, but you do, you don't want to lose parts of you that a lot of people enjoy. So I think that keeps you grounded and keeps the you on the right path because they're like, no, we loved that at the start. You don't have to keep changing that. That's why we
Right.
always do like the stripped back kind of acoustic stuff because that's the at the core of Seafret, that's who it is and that's what the sound is. And
yeah.
the
Yeah,
rest of it
maybe.
just experimenting with how far we can go with um the music production, which is good.
Never know. You'll maybe have to do like an acoustic version of the album or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
version. I mean, we've just been doing piano versions, haven't we? Like
Oh,
all yesterday, we were
beautiful.
filming.
yeah, we're in a studio filming and
But
recording
they'll
yesterday.
come.
So.
They'll come out soon, which will be beautiful
A decade from now, where do you
Mhm.
see yourself?
on holiday, hopefully. Oh God, we'll probably still be
Um,
in
we'll still be
it.
able, but still be
I mean, we
grinding.
will.
Hmm. Any sort of
Um,
accomplishments you hope to achieve by then, or any goals you want to set for 10 years out?
we've never really set out with a goal, and I think that's been a nice way of doing it. I think the goal is just to create something that we love and we're proud of, and we've been
Yeah,
lucky that that has connected with people. So if we can have another, I mean, if we can have another four albums that we love as much as the four that we've just done, then we'd be happy.
yeah,
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
definitely, definitely.
Couple more viral moments,
Couple
maybe
more moments would be good.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe
TikTok
two
here
in
or
the
there.
next 10 years, not just the one. That would be nice.
Right.
yeah, yeah. That'd be ideal. Yeah.
Whatever the new TikTok version in 10 years is, you'll
Yeah,
go viral
exactly.
there.
Yeah,
Whole new
super sped
crop of
up.
audience.
Someone
They'll
will
just
tell us.
keep getting faster.
Someone will tell us to get an account, won't they?
Exactly. If somebody discovers you for the first time through fear of emotion, what song do you hope they hear first, and what do you hope they understand about who you are?
I hope they'd hear Love in Reverse first.
Probably Love in Reverse, just because, yeah.
because it's a very, without being cliche, it feels like the most Seafret-y song on the new Seafret
Yeah.
album. Weirdly, you know, because it is stripped back. It's the acoustic guitar and the Jack's vocal. It's emotional. I feel like that's Seafret in a nutshell, and the other songs around it are expanded versions of where we're at
Yeah.
and how
Yeah.
we've expressed ourselves in different ways. But that feels like the core.
Is there anything that you want to share with your fans coming up? Anything other than obviously the album? But yeah,
Yeah.
anything exciting on the horizon that we should know about?
Yeah,
Well,
well, the album's out next Friday, which we're so excited about. Can't
Mhm.
wait for you to hear that, and we're super excited to then over this year and next get out on the road and play it live to everybody. So yeah,
and on top of that, we also have the 10-year anniversary of Tell Me It's Real that's coming out, which will be coming out on various things like vinyl and all that kind of stuff. So that's really exciting. That's never been done before. We're going to be touring Tell Me It's Real and the new album, so there'll be plenty of live shows. And hopefully we'll get over to the States and come and get
Yes,
some shows there.
yeah,
definitely. If you're in Detroit, I'm a concert photographer, so I will
Oh,
be right
amazing,
there
of
for you.
course. Guest
we'll
list
have to
straight
come then. We'll make it happen.
up.
Yes, put Detroit right on the top of the list.
There you
Absolutely.
go.
Well, lovely. Anything else you want to tell the fans that are hanging out and watching this with us?
Oh, well, thank you all for watching along for so long and listening to us chat about our lives and our music. Yeah, we just look forward to seeing you someday at a show and go and enjoy the new record. Look back at the old stuff if you've never heard of us before, and hopefully you'll like it. And we'll see you out there.
Jack, Harry, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time. I really truly appreciate it.
No, thank
Everybody
you,
at
LJ.
SoundCheck, we appreciate you. We're all about uplifting artists of any size, like I said, from one play to 1 billion plays and beyond.
Totally.
So hopefully this next album, we get a bunch of plays on it. So if you haven't already, check out Fear of Emotion. It's available all streaming platforms.
Yep.
Mhm.
And you can also obviously buy it. Buying
Yeah.
music is great for artists. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
and definitely hit the road and see them on tour.
Yeah.
Thanks again for hanging out with us today, and we'll chat soon.
When you get so high, it's a long way down. Hurts when you hit the ground. Love can leave